New intro. So much love and appreciation to those of you who have been with me for the 2 year period plus that I've been doing this. Thank you for showing your love and support to the channel. And to anybody else who is brand new to the platform and you would like to support the channel, also you can do it by way of Patreon, Anchor, the clothing store, and also the shoe shop that is listed in the comment description below. And again, thank you to any and all of you guys who have been here to support this channel during the 2+ year period. I wouldn't be able to do what I do every single day without you. So, not really sure how this video is going to go. We'll see. Maybe YouTube will ban it, maybe they won't. Don't know. But as you can see by the title, Whoopi Goldberg made some comments and there was some outcry. People have issues with it. And we're going to not go over the article, but we're going to go over what it is that she stated, along with the apologies and the outcry from other people in the media.
To do this, then let's be truthful about it, because the Holocaust isn't about race. No, it's not about race.
It is.
It's,
Well,
no,
consider
it's
Jews
about
a different race.
But it's not about race. It's not about
Well,
race.
what is it about?
Because it's about man's inhumanity to man. That's what it's about.
But it's about white supremacy. It's
Well,
about
but
going
it's not-
after
it's
Jews
not about
and
race.
gypsies
It's
and
But these are two
Romans.
white groups of people.
Well, that
How
was
do we
after black
They
but
didn't
people
see
too.
them as white.
And they were
But you're
after
missing the
homosexuals.
point. You're
Yeah.
missing the point. The
Yeah.
minute you turn it into race, it goes down this alley. Let's talk about it for what it is. It's how people treat each other. It's a problem. It doesn't matter if you're black or white, because black, white, Jews, everybody eats each other.
So what Whoopi, from my understanding, what she was trying to express to people, which people didn't want to look at, was that she was talking from the perspective of a black woman, of a black person, somebody who has melanin in their skin, and what her understanding of racism is. Now, she did state earlier that yes, it is two Europeans, right? Two people, if you were to look at them, right, side by side, you would basically say that they're both European, they're both Caucasian. And in comparison, she is saying that dealing with racism as black people know it, is dealing with the tone, right, or the color, right, of someone's skin. That's how it's pretty much been defined when it comes with racism, you know, of course, in the United States of America, and also in some other places as well, where you have melanated people. And you have a lot of people that wanted to take this as some type of anti-Semitic way of, you know, Whoopi Goldberg trying to be racist or being racist, right? And they wanted to make a whole bunch of comparisons online and whatnot, when clearly that's not what she's doing, because I'm not sure if anybody pays attention. Whoopi's last name is Goldberg. Last time I checked, that is a Jewish last name, no matter how she got it, either if it's by a husband that she had or by way of her having you know, that within her family. So, you know, like I said before, it's a little bit confusing how a lot of people out here are trying to automatically consider her a racist due to the fact that, one, she is black. She's more than likely been through her fair share of racism. And then number two, her last name is also Goldberg. But I guess, right, if you don't 100% practice the religion, and if you're not automatically born within, people aren't going to consider you Jewish, even though if we go back far enough, all religions started back in Africa. And I'm just going to leave that there. So then let's go to the next point, which is that I've made on social media before, where if people apologize, it's not going to be the end, nor will it ever be the end, because people in a sense want you to bend the knee, especially when it details or deals with specific groups who have rules, laws, and regulations, or whatever you want to put it as, set in place in order to monitor what it is that people can say and how it is that they do speak and describe a certain group.
Today on our show, I misspoke, and I tweeted about it last night, but I kind of want you to hear it from me directly. I said something that I feel a responsibility for not leaving unexamined, because my words upset so many people, which was never my intention. And I understand why now. And for that, I am deeply, deeply grateful, because the information I got was really helpful and helped me understand some different things. And while discussing how a Tennessee school board unanimously voted to remove a graphic novel about the Holocaust, I said that the Holocaust wasn't about race, and it was instead about man's inhumanity to man. But it is indeed about race, because Hitler and the Nazis considered Jews to be an inferior race. Now, words matter, and mine are no exception. I regret my comments, as I said, and I stand corrected. I also stand with the Jewish people, as they know and y'all know, because I've always done that.
Now, note, she came out and she said that she was incorrect on how it is that she spoke, and she stated that from learning more from people who are of the Jewish realm, that she understood that it is a ethnicity and it did have to do with race, right? And then she also stated, she went back and yet again within that same time and apologized once more and tried to make people understand that she just spoke incorrectly. She was speaking from a different, point, and obviously people had an issue clearly with that. So no, that was the first apology. Here's the second one. On today's show, I said that the Holocaust is not about race, but about man's inhumanity to man. I should have said it was about both. As Jonathan Greenblatt from the Anti-Defamation League shared, the Holocaust was about the Nazis' systematic annihilation of the Jewish people, who they deemed to be an inferior race. I stand corrected. The Jewish people around the world have always had my support, and that will never waver. I'm sorry for the hurt I have caused. Written with my sincerest apologies, Whoopi Goldberg. So even with both of those apologies, people still had issues. People are still calling for her cancellation. People are still furious and like, oh, apology is not accepted, all this other type of stuff, right? But no, a lot of these people have said or been a part of various groups or conversations where they have stated and said things or negative things, right? Or stereotypes about Black people, right? And 9 times out of 10, people don't get fired. Nobody's in a sense going to, lose their job. Money is not going to stop, and, and different things like that. But like I told people before, when it comes to certain groups of people, you have rules and regulations that they already have set up and put in place that will make sure that you will think twice about saying the things that you're going to say, or to make sure that you don't make the same mistake again. And I keep telling Black people that we don't have any of these rules set up. Like, very easily you can tell that the Jewish community can all just come out in full force and be like, you know what, we want Whoopi fired. We want something to be done. And as you can clearly see, something has been done. There's rarely times where Black people can automatically just come out through social media or a representative and just automatically get somebody fired 100% of the time, or get somebody suspended 100% of the time. A lot of times these things are pretty much swept directly underneath the rug, and sometimes things might happen, but a lot of times nothing actually happens. And this is when I tell Black people, this is the power of money. This is what happens when you have money which is able to back you up in whatever it is that you specifically want people to do specifically for you and your people. Like I said, take note of what the Jewish community is clearly doing at this moment in time. They have the money, they have the rules and laws in the backing in order to get Whoopi Goldberg suspended from The View. Let's continue. She stated, effective immediately, I am suspending Whoopi Goldberg for 2 weeks for her wrong and hurtful comments. While Whoopi has apologized, I've asked her to take time to reflect and learn about the impact of her comments. The entire ABC News organization stands in solidarity with our Jewish colleagues, friends, family, and communities. Signed, Kim Goodwin, President of ABC News. And just that comment by itself alone, when you have the president of a company saying that, hey, we support you and we're going to back you up, that's what I mean by money, right? Because money talks at the end of the day. That's clearly what this is. Yes, people are going to be offended. They're going to feel a certain type of way about what Whoopi Goldberg is saying. But for me, I feel as though that she just didn't communicate it properly enough so that people can grasp what it is that she stated. Even she said that as well. She said that instead of me just saying it was just on one side, I should have just said that it was both. And if she would have said it was both, people would have been 50-50, but this still would have ended up being the outcome. People still would have had an issue because they would have felt that she's trying to make some type of comparison and she's trying to lessen the damage and all these other types of things. But realistically, that's not what she was trying to do. What she was saying at the core, right, beyond race and everything else, she was saying at the core, you have human beings going against other human beings. Right? You're seeing the worst of the humanity doing something to another group that is a part of humanity. Humans versus humans at the end of the day. It's something that we learned about, I forgot which class it was back in school, but they had the whole thing of, self versus self versus them, and, and different things like that. That's clearly what she was trying to point out, but people didn't want to pay attention to that. People went directly into their emotions and into their feelings, and they want to now try to consider Whoopi Goldberg as a racist. And like I said before, that's a little bit far-fetched for me. Can people say that she misspoke? Sure. Can people say that her opinion made them, put them in an offensive position and they're offended by it? Sure. But to say directly 100% that Whoopi Goldberg is a racist because of what it is that she stated and what she's trying to convey on a human level, no. Because that's the main thing that a lot of other people have tried to state. It's like, everything isn't about race. Everything is humans. Everybody is, what do people don't like to say? We're all God's children, right? We are all one, right? We all bleed the same, right? In a sense, like that's what she's trying to convey, right? That a lot of atrocities that have taken place at the core, a lot of atrocities that have taken place on this planet had to do with human beings wanting to hurt or take from other human beings. It had to do with greed. It had to do with fear. It had to do with envy. It had to do with selfishness. It had to do with, in a sense, what people would consider the 7 deadly sins, right? And that doesn't deal with the color, that yet deals with humanity, right? And all of the negative emotions and things that basically come with that. But like I said, this was going to be the end result, regardless of how it is that she decided that, she was going to apologize, or if she doubled down, or, whatever. Like I said, I would not be too surprised if the next step for them is to have her resign, or to basically fire her right from The View. Like I said, I wouldn't be too surprised. But the main thing is, the reason that Whoopi is also still here is because she is basically the leader when it comes to The View. She is that leadership, the main one that runs the ship. She, in a sense, is the captain, right? And a lot of people, which ABC knows, they know that people do come in to view Whoopi Goldberg. And especially when it came down to Whoopi and Meghan McCain, that was like the main thing right there. They would always have that back and forth, and that would always make for a pretty good show, because they would always have opposing opinions, right? And no matter what the views are on the show, if you can have a little bit of animosity or what have you, it's always good to pull in views and to always pull in money by way of commercials and different things like that. But like I said, the end result is, this is what happens when you have money, you have backing, and you have support, right? You can get anything done. So hopefully the black community is actually paying attention, and you realize how important coming together, no matter how you feel about one another, coming together, pooling money together, and making a show of force is a lot more powerful, right? Versus trying to sit up here and lone dog it, lone wolf it, and walk alone to say that you're the biggest and baddest person out here with no type of backing and no type of support. But anyways, let me know what you guys think about this video and everything that I stated in the comment description below. And as always, peace, love, and stay tuned for the next video.